We are here at the tent at Soler for the launch of the all-new Subaru WRX. Everyone's been waiting for this model. The last time the Subaru WRX was released was back in 2015, and everybody loved it, and they're now anticipating the all-new model. So let's go ahead and watch this out. Join us, guys. All right, so the all-new Subaru WRX has now been unveiled. In a surprise, they've also revealed the WRX Wagon, which you can't really find in many of the markets. In fact, Subaru has actually said that the Philippines is one of the first markets here in Asia to have the Subaru WRX and the Subaru WRX Wagon. So first and foremost, let's start with the front end. The front end definitely looks kind of new. I like the LED implementations right there of the DRLs, and I'm sure those LED headlamps really look good as well at night. That hybrid honeycomb grille up front really gives it a more sporty, a more muscular, a more macho feel that I'm sure a lot of WRX fans are gonna love. Now, the design of the Subaru WRX, the new one, has been a point of contention lately because of those plastic over fenders over the wheels. Subaru's actually said that the material used in those side claddings actually help out with aerodynamics, and I gave it a touch earlier. They have this golf ball kind of feel around them, and they actually help out with massaging the air all around. Plus, the front over fenders have these air vents in them that actually just go ahead and channels air out as it goes up to speed. Definitely helps out with aerodynamics, especially on the track. Now, the side profile, especially the rear, has this muscular wheel arch at the back that gives it a more macho feel. I definitely have my reservations about the body cladding around it, but thanks to the rear fender, I think it really makes up for it. Now, that 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer engine is definitely something to look after because it has the same engine as the Subaru Evoltis. But put it on a sports sedan right here, things are about to get really exciting. Now, the difference between the sedan mode and the Wagon is that there's pretty much not difference. On the Wagon, you won't find the black plastic cladding all around it. It's more sedate. Subaru says that it's more for touring and for family use. It's most evident in the wheels. The wheels on the Wagon are actually different. They're actually kind of thinner than on the sedan variant. Now, there are a lot of people here right now, but you've got to see this. The rear features this all-new tail lamps that kind of look like lava. Now, Subaru calls this magma tail lamps. They have this crystal-looking feel and it looks like flowing lava. Now, the interior of the WRX has definitely been upgraded and improved from the previous generation, but one thing that you will notice that the interior materials on the automatic transmission or the CVT is certainly different from the manual. On the CVT, you have this amazing Alcantaran leather kind of felt-looking kind of material that's kind of odd. It looks like a Recaro type seats, but I wish it were on the manual because if you look at the manual transmission, they're more textured in a way. I'm not sure if they have the option for you to choose those kinds of seats on the manual transmission from the CVT. So that's something to think about. By the way, that 11.6 touchscreen infotainment system does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So for all you fans out there who want and are fans of smartphone integration, you're in luck. One thing you'll appreciate about the Subaru WRX, the all-new WRX, is that the seat materials on the front carries over to the back. Unlike other performance sedans or hatchbacks out there where they cheap out in the rear section, you won't find that right here. Plus, the passengers do get 2 USB ports to charge their devices. Remember those magma tail lamps I was talking about? Check these out. They definitely look like flowing lava, and I gotta say, it's got a really nice look. Plus, since this is a WRX, a Subaru, you got quad tip exhaust right there, plus this really chunky rear diffuser. There's nothing really of note here at the back, except that you got a really spacious rear boot space, but definitely good for the family. Imagine bringing the family around in a 275 horsepower, 350 Newton meter torque sports car. Check these out. The hinges are actually hidden, so no cheap stuff right there. I wonder if I can fit myself here. Now, if you think CVT is a dirty word, Subaru promised that they've actually benchmarked more popular sports sedans and hatchbacks out there so it can actually match up with them. They call this Subaru Performance Transmission. It's still a CVT, but it's actually better, they say.
So I think the crowd here speaks for itself. we have over 200 WRX owners here. We just invited them. They say, you want to see the car here? And as of this moment, we already have on-the-spot bookings. It goes to show that the WRX following in the Philippines is really, really very strong. We have a club dedicated for it, actually various clubs dedicated for it. We have customers clamoring for it. And now, when the time is right, we brought in the models. We brought in all options, WRX, manual, WRX, CVT eyesight, WRX Wagon, CVT eyesight, and then we have the higher trims, the tuned by STI trims, available also for indent order. So we really want to make the customers feel like, hey, we're bringing you what you want. So black trims, the overhang in the bumper, diffuser, whatsoever, it's very controversial. But I think it will grow on you. And as mentioned, these upgrades are actually functional in the stability, aerodynamics, airflow of the car. So all of these that you see, they're not just drawn out by the engineers and okay, that's it. It's actually very functional. I personally think the black trims pay tribute to the rally heritage of the WRX. Kaya it looks a bit rugged. Yeah? Parang more, it's like some people call it like an SUV made into the sedan because of its trims. Even I, very honestly, I thought it was a bit different. But if you see it in the metal, look at it every day, it grows on you. We're inviting everyone to visit any of our 13 Subaru outlets, test drive our vehicles, check out the cars, check out the new WRX. We'll promise you we'll take care of you. See you there.
All right, so this just in, guys. We just got the prices of the all-new WRX. So prices start at $2,508,000 for the WRX sedan with a manual transmission. It's probably what I'll be getting. Anyway, the next thing is that you get $2,658,000 for the WRX sedan CVT. Plus, there's a special edition, the TS variant of the sedan, but that's in at $2,808,000. You'll have to special order that at any Subaru dealership. Now, if you're interested in the wagon, they also have the WRX CVT wagon, which is 2,558,000 pesos. And they also have a TS version of the wagon, but that one's available for 2,708,000 pesos. At those prices, I'd say it pretty much undercuts most of its other rivals that usually exceeds the 3 million peso mark. And I'd say head on over to your nearest Subaru dealership right now to check this out, or wait for a review in the next couple of weeks. I'm excited to try this out.